once again, apologies in advance due to the aftermath of Hurricane Laura. Not up to all the ability I once had. And I need to make these videos much shorter because it takes a long time for my poor phone to upload these. And so there's that. So very quickly, and this is another take two, my previous review of the Ribos operation was I kept calling it Operation Ribos. like it was a military story or something. But no, this begins probably, I don't know if it can be, I guess in the way that it's presented, the first arc, if you will, for a whole season of Doctor Who. And that is the pursuit of the key to time. So the Doctor's recruited by the White Guardian. He warns him about the Black Guardian. These are two guardians between, all things nice and good and orderly to all things nasty, evil, and chaotic. So the Doctor, there's an interesting exchange there between the two. And of course the Doctor says, well, don't really want to do it. What if I just leave and don't do it? And he tells him, well, nothing will happen. And he says, oh, nothing. Yeah, ever. So, of course, we meet Romana, the new companion here. And in the way that Leela was, kind of thinking outside of the box when it came to what do you do after Sarah Jane Smith, they went into this really unexpected direction with a companion the likes of which they really haven't had before. And who actually saved the Doctor more times than he ever saved her, stuff like that. Which is always this complaint about, oh, classic Who was so misogynist, and all the women were nothing but screaming damsels in distress. And well, you apparently didn't watch the stories with Leela, but then again, I guess all they saw was her outfit, and well, that's on them. So sadly, Leela's no longer part of the show, and we get a new companion recruited. She thinks by the Lord President of Gallifrey, even though there really isn't one, or maybe there's a temporary one, I don't know. But instead it's I thought it was the White Guardian, but apparently it might have been the Black Guardian. Whatever. She's been recruited to help the Doctor find the key to time. So the first mission is to go to this planet, and it's a planet that's unaware of alien life except for one poor little vagrant that no one believes, and they call him a heretic, who has a heroic moment and sacrifices himself for one of the aliens in the series. We have three sets of aliens. We have, of course, the Doctor, Romana, and K9 on their mission. We have an overthrown space tyrant who's seeking means to retrieve his throne from his brother. And then we have two cosmic con artists who actually, as a pair, probably could have been spun off into their own series if they had wanted to, or could have. And so basically that's what they are. They run scams, and that's what they're doing. And of course, it involves this element or rock, if you will, which turns out to be the key, the piece that the Romana and the Doctor are seeking. And so you have all this stuff. It's also a show that's all in set, which works more times than not for Doctor Who. It's just a matter of performances capturing your attention and whatnot. There's a few little things. There's a dragon in there. It's kind of silly appearance-wise, but I think it works. How many alien dragons do you know about anyway? So, but it's one of these shows, and I did a video recorded recently for Star Trek where it was a piece of the action where they repurposed already established sets for gangster style motifs and genres here for their episode there. And here they did kind of the same thing where you've got repurposed props and sets and costumes and whatnot that clearly come from something that would have been more for a medieval type story, and kind of beckoning to Russian looking styles of costumes and whatnot, but because it's all very cold and all that. And so it's used as, well, yeah, but it's an alien planet. So it's some sort of museum that they're there, and it's guarded by this dragon. And of course they're all after the stone and whatnot. The con artists think they're ripping people off and whatnot, but little did they know. So well-rounded characters. You have the crazy maniacal fallen tyrant, you have the con men, and of course you have the Doctor himself, and the back and forth between him and Romana is quite good. It's also giving into Doctor Who lore. We learn about that he wasn't all that great of a student at the academy. Romana was much better. Where she mentions his score is better than, her score was better than his and all that, and he's all upset about it and stuff like that. And it begins off with that back and forth. There's a good bit of dialogue there where she gives her full name, and no, I've already forgotten it. But she tells him who her name is, and he says, well, I'm very sorry about that. Maybe that's why he just calls himself the Doctor. His name maybe even longer than that. So he just calls her Romana. And she says, I don't like that. And he says, well, it's either Romana or Fred. Well, she tends to prefer Fred, so he just ignores that and calls her Romana. So that's how she gets the name Romana. And off they go. Of course, Romana is absolutely stunningly beautiful. Mary Tant was just a goddess in beauty, but in a kind of way, here they make their choice after Leela to go in the opposite direction, where she's highly intelligent and very much, she's a Time Lord, a Time Lady, as it were, and has all the knowledge, knows how to run the TARDIS better than the Doctor himself. And they really haven't had companions like that except perhaps Zoe. But here you have one of his own people, so he's a bit intimidated by that. So there's plenty of means for the relationship comedy that happens between the two of them, and though neither will admit it, they do grow to respect one another. And so, there is that. There's a bit of, eccentricity to Romana herself, and I kind of wondered if Time Lords are just like that. The Doctor more so, because this is obvious to the other Time Lords who seem quite embarrassed with him, but it appears to be there, and you'll see elements of that going forward. Anyway, great companion and a really good episode, an interesting concept to the Black and White Guardian. They do revisit it later. It comes up again and again because the Doctor really runs afoul of the Black Guardian, and but then it kind of just fizzles. I don't know. I remember seeing, maybe in the comments of an article or a video, I can't remember which, where a fan suggested that it might have been a cool plot line for a new Who, for the Doctor and the Master to become the new Black and White Guardians, respectively. And that's something they could have done, provided, of course, the originals are no longer there for whatever reason. But who cares what they do now? They pretty much ruined it all. So, anyway, off to a good start for the Key to Time adventure.